do nots and don'ts of relationships. The do nots are you should not ever text her back right away while playing video games, no matter what kill streak you're on. Do not put the controller down, ever.
The don'ts are you should never forget her birthday, and you should probably never spend money on her on Christmas because that's just a waste.
Advice for high school males. Okay? Never date a girl you can't afford. Accept the fact that you're always wrong. Day one. Even when you're in the woods in a tree stand, you still look ugly in your uniform. You're hunting mossy oak, even though it's really good clothes. Forget every major opportunity to give her flowers, candy, or everything else day one, because you can only go up that way. Accept the fact that she's going to change you. So you need to be a problem right off the bat. Okay? So that way, in the event, you're perfect, you're boring. Okay? So you got to be totally a project. And when they get done with you, they'll get done with you. End of story. They'll go on to the next project. So if after a while you realize she's not for you, let her change you quickly. Get her out the door. Never break up with a girl until after Christmas. Never let her break up with you until before Christmas. I've had that happen already. Alright. Strategize. Find out where things are going ahead of time. Don't get intimate with a girl because it goes on Facebook.
Well, any relationship is really all about respect, and so I think if you treat each other well, I think that that's probably a good start.
My relationship advice to all the high schoolers is don't mess with them. They're a waste of time. You're in high school, have fun, do your thing, go party, that's it. No.
Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 13 months, and we make it work because we're open and we talk about everything and we trust each other.
Don't date in high school because long distance relationships don't work.
Relationship work in high school, you need to have a lot of trust.
I was in a relationship for 11 months. I dedicated my whole life to one person. I lost my friends. I didn't hang out with family too much, you know. The typical I love you, whatever. But a lot of people forget along the way when they're dedicating themselves to someone. Be yourself. Like, you shouldn't feel like you have to give everything up in a way. I sometimes love had frustrated me to where I felt like I dedicated my whole life for one person for nothing. You know. But in the end, you need to be with someone who makes you happy. You shouldn't be with someone that you feel put down by every day, you feel sad, and if you truly love that person, if it's not working out, let them go.
Okay.
Okay, I started dating my husband when I was 16 and he was 18. I was a junior in high school. We dated for 6 years and we have been married for, forgive me, Jack, I probably don't know this, maybe 26, 27 years. I'm not real sure. I've lost track. What was interesting is several people in our high school class ended up marrying their high school sweethearts, and a lot of them still live in Olney, and most of them are still married to their original childhood sweetheart. So it must have been something in the water that year. Relationship advice. I would tell you what I see in high school versus maybe what I think is a good idea is if the relationship has troubles now, if there's jealousy and negativity and a lot of drama, run. I think it's easier in high school to make a relationship last if it just seems to work, if it's just not really difficult. Because if it's really difficult now, I don't know how people make it through the really challenging times, because challenging times are going to come. And it is probably a little bit more difficult in some ways to marry your childhood sweetheart, because at 16 or 17, you're not the person that you're going to be at 40. And so as you guys each grow, it's important that you're growing in the same way, that you have the same morals and the same values, and you both want the same things out of life 30 years later. Because at 16, you think you know what you want, you have a lot of growing up to do. And so my advice is, if it's easy, go with it. That's great. If it's not, run.
To Gus, you should text me back when you're playing Xbox.